Okay, so we found a spot to go ahead and settle down and eat here, so I'm going to go ahead and take off my pack and pull out an MRE and we'll start a field review. I pulled menu number 5, chicken chunks, white, cooked. Kind of sounds more like a description of barf than anything else, so anyways, let's go ahead and get this thing open and see what's inside. Feels not too easy, but whatever is. So, our internal pack and buffalo style hot sauce. Okay, I can already see that. Okay, so got the accessory pack with this oversized accessory pack with the raspberry drink in it. So, okay, whatever. Not all the same size, but alright, so accessory pack will go up here. Got my chicken, that'll go down here. Jalapeno flavored cashews, or yeah, cashews. So that's interesting, I think. That can go in the snack pile. Regular M&Ms. See, current MREs, I thought they were coming in, government issued bag or something like that, where they were just making it nice and plain. And regular cheese spread. I've only gotten jalapeno with bacon and regular cheese spread so far. I'm still waiting to see a jalapeno. I'm waiting for cheese spread with, I've gotten cheese spread with bacon. Cheese spread, regular. I've gotten cheese spread with bacon, but no cheese spread with jalapeno, or jalapeno cheese spread, however you want to say it. Ooh, cran raspberry flavored, first strike bar. So these are actually pretty good. I don't know about the cran raspberry. I don't remember. I just remember mocha and chocolate, but snack pile. Plain tortillas. So basically they're telling me to make a quesadilla. If I don't have wheat snack bread, I don't understand why I haven't gotten wheat snack bread so far in all the reviews I've done, but it sounds like they're trying to make me make a quesadilla. And a drink, another drink. Orange. Now, that's fine. It's just, this actually has, a pouch that I can put water in. So, that's nice. I appreciate that. And there's no way to heat the chicken. There's just this nice little optimism or optimal recovery card right here. You know how many of us actually read any of this crap? None. But I'll read it while I'm eating, because, I actually have time for these reviews. Whoa! They doubled down on my M&Ms. Look at that. So I got 2 M&Ms. That might have been a mistake. But you know what? That was a good mistake. They should do that more often, I think. Good for morale. So, trash and our buffalo style hot sauce, last but not least. Pretty interesting. I've never seen anything like that. So, then of course a spoon. Take the spoon out, because it looks like we're going right to our main right here. Now, with the mains, I didn't always have a knife on me while I was in, but if I had the choice, I would have. Knowing what I know after all my experience, because I would be getting almost all the entrees on their sides after heating them up or something, and I would have, made a slit, and that way it's a handy pouch rather than having to dig down even after this second slit. So I'll tell you, it's much more convenient just to have a knife on you, like a trusty old K-bar. And yeah, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's dirty, you shouldn't do that. Well, I don't care. I have an immune system. So there we go. Alright, so that's open. probably gonna have a lot of juices in it too. So, next up is this. This is actually a pretty substantial pouch, and guess what? I'm also gonna open up my accessory pack while I'm at it. So, tear that open. So we got our raspberry type 3. So, got that. I'll just put all my drink mixes down here. So I can reuse this orange pouch for my raspberry, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then I got my salt. This is actually what I came for. Got the salt. Wet, moist towelette for wiping your butt, because it's not really for wiping your hands, I'll tell you that. You'll learn that the hard way. This is for wiping your hands, and you know, right here, not the moist towelette. And of course your emergency butt wipe, not really a primary, but an emergency. And then your chewing gum. So this should be like cinnamon or something like that. So, you know, I'll keep that around for at the end. You do want to take care of your teeth, I'm telling you. So, anyways, sound like an old wise man. So, I feel like it sometimes. We'll drain that off. Pour it on that ant there. Yeah, I'm eating with the bugs, just like old times. Yep. Okay. Okay, that smells like canned, you know, chicken like you get at Costco in those little packs. So it's just, you know, chicken chunks. It's not really, you know, falling apart or anything like the chicken chunks in those little Costco cans or whatever. There's still a little bit of juice, and I'm going to drain off as much as possible. I don't want to water down the buffalo. Now, throw away the accessory pack. I'm going to get my salt in before the buffalo. Now the thing about these are, oh wow, this packet is much thicker. This salt packet is much thicker than the old ones. The old ones are very flimsy. This is almost like straight up cardboard. It's very stiff, very rigid, very weird. But, you know, it works. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle on this stuff. This is a lot of salt, really. But you know what? Hopefully the buffalo will cover it up. Whatever. It doesn't seem actually as much because I couldn't keep pouring, so maybe it's not as much. Maybe I just haven't poured it in a while, so I don't know. But I just remember the salt being overwhelming, the amount that you'd pour it on it, or pour on it. So this has xanthan gum and aged cayenne red peppers, sodium benzoate, and natural butter type flavor. Not that anybody cares about that, but this thing is actually quite hard to open. I'm not seeing any tear notches, so it looks like I'm just doing a corner cut. Alright, there we go. Yeah, this is, I'm going to end up drowning this thing, or this chicken in this buffalo, am I? No? Not really? It's already out of steam. That's a pretty big packet for, you know what, I'm betting you'll see these in cold weather rations too, possibly. That might be why it's all white. I don't know. Usually they're brown or whatever. This is, I'm not seeing anything special. Like, it's made by Thermopack, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Who knows? But, you know, usually the white stuff, unless it's like those little ketchup and mustard packets that came with the jalapeno beef patty. Typically that's, you know, stuff that that's the kind of thing you'll see in cold weather rations from, you know, what I know. I never had a cold weather ration, so we'll see this winter. So stay tuned for that. So, anyways, let's go ahead and give this a try. Smells like buffalo. Believe it or not, I think that the salt actually helps the buffalo a little bit. And there's no extra hot sauce or anything. So, yeah. That's kind of odd. So, the other thing missing was matches in this MRE. There were no matches in the accessory packet. It's whatever. As you can see here, by the end of it, the chicken is basically floating in the buffalo sauce. Not too bad, but there's still a good amount of excess in there. So, it's actually pretty good. It's not really anything to write home about. Like, I know there's some rations out there that have like buffalo wings, like bone-in wings and stuff like that. I don't know, that would be cool, but I don't think that they would actually be able to deliver calories and vitamins and everything that people need. This is just basically chicken and buffalo sauce. That's all it is. So I don't know. I'm pretty satisfied with it, I guess, but it's not something I would want to eat 6 months, at a time like we used to have to do on deployments, back in those days, I guess. Okay, so that does it for the buffalo chicken. So we'll put that all away. Now I could have used the tortillas for that chicken and laid it on there, kind of like a buffalo chicken taco. But yeah, if I were to throw cheese spread on top of that, I think it would kind of ruin it. Because you're not really getting the buffalo. The cheese spread would kind of absorb it, and you kind of lose that flavor, I think. But anyways, this is good for making quesadillas. And I made quesadillas in my other videos. Don't really feel like making them right now. So, I'll just toss those in my pack for, later. Including this very plain old cheese spread, which definitely does need to be kneaded. It's very rough and it kind of feels like, peanut butter at this point. But, it's still good. So, anyways, off with that. So the next thing I'm going to look at is the cashews, the jalapeno cashews. I have never gotten cashews when I was in. You got a little tear notch right here. Just a mild one, little rounded one. Not too pronounced. And not too easy to use either. God forbid you had cold hands. You know what, this is kind of a pain in the butt, but I guess I tore it just right to where it kind of pours out easy. But there. Okay, not much jalapeno in there. It's more like lightly salted cashews with some powder that's supposed to resemble jalapeno. Maybe the buffalo is actually covering it up. Maybe. But even when I smell it, it doesn't smell like jalapeno. It just smells like salt. Like there's some salt in there on nuts or roasted nuts. So yeah, there's nothing really special about these. Yeah, I'm not getting any, big notes of jalapeno. You get a little bit, and I think that could be a placebo thing where you're just expecting it, so you kind of think you're tasting it. I don't know. But anyways, I'll finish these up and we'll move on. So everybody's seen M&Ms, everybody's had M&Ms. If you haven't, then you need to get out there and do that. Put it on your bucket list or something, and then you'll know what these look like inside. So anyways, not going to sit there and waste your time with that. So this first strike bar, I don't believe I've had one of these, but these are always pretty good. They're very nutty, and from what I remember, very rough, but when you're in the desert, they're very soft, gooey, and they basically fall apart. And it's basically like playing with Play-Doh, You can just like mess with it and, I don't know, make a snowman out of it. That is actually pretty good. The cranberry balances out the raspberry very well. You don't get that real sour taste of raspberry like you do from the drinks, but it's very much the good part of the raspberry, of the drink mixes. And then of course you get that little bit of cranberry in there that balances it out. You can barely taste the cranberry. I think it's just there for, taste balance, so it's not getting bitter. But it's so nutty. It's thick, and you got to work on it. Not like crunchy really, but these things are just awesome. These are like the best energy bars you can get. Cliff bars suck. What can I say? The funny thing about these energy bars is they're they're not like protein bars. They have 3 grams of protein, 260 calories, not much, but it's a quick energy. It's loaded with sugar, 22 grams of sugar and 48 grams of carbs. That's a lot. And it has an okay amount of vitamins and stuff too, but you know, it is what it is, and you know, I don't really care. I just enjoyed them because they were flavorful and they gave me something that I actually worked on, and you know, it was constant flavor throughout. It wasn't falling apart and stuff like that. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't boring. Let's just say that. I could have them like all day for every meal. Okay, now we're going to wash everything down with the beverages. I'm going to start out with the orange here. Use up the container all the way. And this only requires 12 ounces of water. And then I'm going to use this container for the raspberry. Now this is actually good for, you know, like a whole bottle of water, like 16 ounces or something. But I usually only do like 12 to get maximum flavor out of it. And you can always use a little bit more if you wish, but you know, I'm not going to be measuring it out. I'm just going to go by eye. So anyways, let's go ahead and get to it. Ah, crap. You know, if you don't want to screw this up, don't rip it like this. Actually, just cut it. I did not even think about that. That was crap. It smells like fake orange. So, got our canteen here. Let's hope this isn't too screwed up, because now I'm going to have to be really careful when I roll it up to prevent any leaks. And there's no fill line, there's no nothing, it's just an estimation, and I'm going to stop right about there. And maybe not. Maybe I'll actually stop right about there. So, yeah. 2 pouch, fold over the top of the pouch. So they want about a half a canteen. Well, I think I did a little bit less than a half, so I don't really have much room left to fold. So, yeah, that's what happens when you are me, I guess. You need some room for the water to move around so it can, you know, do its thing, and I can already feel the cold from the drink. So, turn it upside down and get the powder off the bottom, and hope that this all reconstitutes and it's not all powdery to where I don't have to get my spoon out and eat it with a spoon and then, you know, chase it with some water, because I've had to do that before, you know, when I was wanting like every bit of the electrolyte sugar, you know, the flavor or whatever. I would just eat the powder and chase it with water out of the canteen. So it seemed to work okay, and I'm not really going to be able to tell till later, but it's pretty strong for that fake orange. So, anyways, let's see how it is. Yeah, I put more water in here than necessary, I think. I think that's what happened. It could also be that not all the powder got used. Okay, so there's a tiny amount left, but it's basically just like sugar crystals, you know, floating around there. They're clear, so it fully reconstituted. It's just the solid sugar powder, or the sugar, didn't really constitute all the way. So I would have only filled this up 3/4 of the way of what I did. So, you know, I guess I did it perfectly for, you know, whatever raspberry drink. So, yeah, we'll keep that in mind, right? Now to move on to the raspberry. The cool thing was that at the end, the orange actually had like all the sugar at the end there, so you got that really good burst of like sweetness from all the sugar. Now I'm going to fill it up at the exact same height, hopefully, because these typically tend to be stronger. They want more water anyways, so I think if you're going to get one of these packets with whatever's in it, I would only fill it up like 1/3 of the way on this packet. And if you want the actual full like Gatorade-y, you know, flavor to it. But if not, if you want it a little watered down to where you're only getting a hint of it, you know, whatever. But if you're that kind of person, I would tell you to go ahead and just drink from your canteen anyways, because you don't value flavor. but yeah, just kidding. Do what you want. But I'm just giving you my feedback on how to maximize it. from my experience. So anyways, fold this over, and yeah, the water's already up here. So yeah, great, it's already dripped. So it doesn't need too much help on reconstituting. Just a little push here. Yeah, it's dripping out a little bit. Okay, so I think that's good. You don't really need to do too much for reconstituting this stuff. It's already a dark red. It's gonna try to go everywhere if I keep it up. And I'm almost done with this canteen, so I didn't use all of, you know, what they want. And you could water it down a little bit more, but I don't really see the need to. So, let's see. Let's try this out. It may not actually be fully reconstituted, but it could also be very bitter. So 12 ounces is kind of short, but usually I just go a couple of ounces under. Yeah, not bad. Surprisingly, this isn't bitter at all. It's like the perfect raspberry like flavor, like the juiced fake raspberry or whatever. So, you know, it's not bad at all. So anyways, I'm going to finish this up and I'm going to go ahead and pack everything up and be done with it. So I'm going to go ahead and give some final thoughts on this MRE. It has a lot to be desired. There's no real... There's nothing really to look forward to, at least in this specific one. Maybe some people got wheat snack bread. Others may have just got plain hot sauce with their chicken. I don't know. It seems like things have really changed with MREs, where they'll change little things here and there to, you know, kind of stifle the monotony that, you know, I experienced when I was in, where you could expect exactly what was going to be inside it, pretty much. But, you know, regular cheese bread, this is sat out in the sun for a little bit, so it's softened up just a tad. So I'll make quesadillas out of this later, or whatever, or I'll just eat them separately, take the cheese spread down, and then take the tortillas down separately. 2 M&Ms. I don't know if this was a mistake or if this was on purpose just to fill in the calories, but there really was not much in this ration. Very surprising, but there really wasn't anything big calorically. There wasn't any big dessert, so they might have just filled it in because there's only like 230 calories in it. Anyways, I appreciate you all watching. Please subscribe, give this video a like, and you guys have a good one.